What is up, my Lorcana Goons, and welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin. You're watching the Monday Weekly Market Watch, where we go over Lorcana news, meta trends, and card prices. Hope you guys are having an awesome start to your week. The big box retail release for Arcadia's Island is going to be this Friday, but we have some more news to cover. We just got a reveal for the 2025 convention playmat. So every year since Lorcana's been out, they've done a convention style playmat, and they're pretty exclusive. You can win them at like the PAX events, UK convention events, not necessarily Disney Lorcana challenges. Before, the first one had first chapter characters, and then there was another one last year, and this one's pretty cool. It has a variety of characters from Shimmering Skies to, I believe, Azurite Sea even, which is really nice to see. We have characters from Brother Bear, Big Hero 6, Wreck-It Ralph, the Queen, even the Kakamoras from Moana. This mat looks beautiful, and I'm yet to actually see these in real life because the convention playmats are pretty exclusive from what I've seen anyways, and they tend to sell for at least like $200 to $300 every time they hit the market. But like I was saying, this Friday is going to be the official big box retail release of Arcadia's Island, which means you're going to be able to find these products at Target, Walmart. There should be some more restocks at your local game store as well, because these have been selling like hotcakes. They're very popular. This set is extremely popular, especially because it has wonderful enchanted, some pretty heavy hitting meta cards that are selling for some pretty good prices. So for the first time in a while, these boxes are selling for more than $120. And the last like 4 sets since Inklands up until Azurite Sea, we've seen these boxes selling at an average of $100 to $112. And as of this week, right now the lowest verified is $132, getting very close to MSRP. I literally had like 6 cases at the booth at Ninja Exchange in Carlsbad, where we get to vend there, which is honestly a blessing. And all 6 cases sold out, which doesn't surprise me though, because there's some pretty expensive enchanted rares like we were talking about. Now, normally I expect these prices to drop on Friday when the big box retail release happens, but for whatever reason, I don't think this price is going to drop too much. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first set in a while that starts to sell at MSRP at your local game store. In fact, I have been seeing people raise the prices of their boxes at their stores from 100 to 110, 120, even as high as 130. And it's showing right here in the market, right? So we're gonna see what this is looking like on Friday when we start seeing some shelving stocks at Target. If anything, I would say start checking your Targets and Walmarts this Tuesday, Wednesday, because sometimes they restock them early as well. And personally, I think it's a great set. If you can pull some of these enchanteds, especially the enchanted Tamatoa, ooh, you're gonna be really happy, because this card is selling for dang near $500. Look at this. We have recent sales here. A sale today, $395, another sale for $380 on the 16th, $450, and even a sale for $509 on the 14th. So anywhere from $350 is what it's looking like to $500 is what this card is selling for. But listings wise, there's only one verified listing at $400. Then that's going to be by Fairy Card Mother. Then it jumps to Battle Phase at $445. Then the next verified is $550 by World Class Singles. So only 7 listings available, and they're jumping around from $400 to $500 already. Whether you're a collector, a player, a meta player, I think buying this box is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Because there is a world where you can pull this enchanted, and there's some other enchanteds that are honestly worth pulling as well, and where the prices haven't really gone down, like the Aurora Waking Beauty. This one's still selling for more than $150, almost $200 still. We have some recent sales, $180, $181, $190, $170, right? So there's a lot of sales movement happening with these enchanteds, which is really nice to see. I feel like the Azurite Sea set had such lackluster enchanteds compared to this one, so it's like night and day for me. This is my personal chase, like I've been saying. Shout out Chuck. I'm gonna reach Lorcana Stan. I'm gonna reach out to you so I can pick it up from you if you still have it. But even this one's selling for more than $100 still. $115 by Bent Cardboard. I would have thought some of these would have come down in price by now, because people aren't really playing All Is Found in the meta or anything like that. But the artwork for these enchanteds is really hitting, so I do think these are gonna maintain their price. Belle, Mechanic Extraordinaire. This is a Princess Enchanted. These are usually up there in price, and again, I would have thought it would have come down to like $90, $100 by now, but nope. Lowest verified Dandy 8 cards, $160 for your Belle Mechanic Extraordinaire. And this is probably one of my personal favorites now too. Tramp, the Enterprising Dog. There's only 2 listings available. One at $82 with $5 shipping. The next one is at $120 already by Bazooka Games NC. The reason why I like this one is because I've been playing the green-yellow Lady in the Tramp deck, the Chernabog deck, as people have been calling it. And I think Trap is pretty good in that deck. Honestly, I was underappreciating this card when it first came out, and the more I play with it, the more I realize that this card's actually really good. So personally, there's a world where I want 4 of these in my deck because it's not $100 yet. And if I pull this enchanted from a box, I would not be sad. But that's the thing. I haven't even gotten to open any boxes myself. I haven't been able to get any troves like allocated to me for the booth for the vending situation. But all the boxes that I've had, I've literally just sold them all. It's just like I said, people have been super hyped on this set. A lot of people are buying it, and I haven't even gotten to keep any to open myself. But yeah, this set has some good cards. It has some playable enchanteds, and some of the artwork is really nice. Honestly, hitting. Personally, I like that Champ is eating the spaghetti on this one. I think the spaghetti adds like some instant brownie points for me. So I think these enchanteds are gonna maintain their value, even though the set's gonna have a wide release this week. And I do think that the box is gonna be maybe not MSRP pricing, but it'll probably stay higher than the 120, or at least way higher than what we were seeing the pricings for Azurite Sea. This set is just in much more demand, and we don't even have any DLCs announced or anything like that. There's some pretty big tournaments happening throughout the next couple of months, which is really nice to see. Shout out all the tournament organizers and stores for throwing those, but without any official like DLCs or anything, I was kind of worried that the game was going to slow down a little bit, at least in terms of like the market. But a lot of people are buying these cards. Which, by the way, this Tramp was selling for as low as $75 last week. We saw it as low as 65 even on the 14th, and people have just been buying this card up in the last 2 days or so, from 65 all the way to 94 the recent sale. So if you have this Tramp card, be sure to keep it in your binder. Maybe you want to value it at least $100. Personally, I think this is a $100 enchanted rare. So if you got it for less than $100, I think that's a pretty good deal. And if you guys plan on opening any boxes of Arcasia's Island, you be sure to put them in nice card sleeves like pristine protection. If you guys want a discount on the already happening sale, you can use code Goons10 and save 10% on your order. They make sleeves for standard size, Japanese size. They got a bunch of different colors, and right now they're doing a huge sale. Normally they're $9, but today they're going to be $6.79 on their website. And like I said, add that extra coupon code Goons10 to save a little bit more on your order. Or you can also buy these from us at our booth at Ninja Exchange in Carlsbad, San Diego County, California. So it's not just the enchanted Tamatoa that's seeing a lot of sales movement. The legendary Tamatoa has been still selling for $60 today. Lowest verified is to now CCG for $58.50 with $1.27 shipping. Then ANS Lorcana has it for $60 shipping included. This is a $60 legendary from a recent set. We don't normally see this. Maui Half Shark was the legendary hit from last set, and that was selling for around $40 to $45. And this set just came out. Again, we don't have the wide release yet, so some of these prices might be a little inflated. But personally, I think what makes this card special is that you can pretty much play this in any Sapphire deck you have, and the combination of this with Popsicle and Bell means that you have like a consistent Sapphire engine for any color. So you can play Sapphire Emerald, Sapphire Steel, Sapphire Ruby, maybe even Sapphire Amethyst. Get a Blurple deck going on where you're abusing this Tamatoa. I just think this card is so versatile compared to a lot of other just cards in general in Lorcana that that's why this price is so up there, because you can use it in multiple decks, right? You're not just playing one like Sapphire Steel deck. Like a lot of people are playing different types of Sapphire decks, and they're using this Tamatoa. Normally, I would say like, yeah, prices are gonna go down once the big box release happens or the retail release or whatever. But I don't know. I'm a little skeptic. I don't think the Tamatoa is gonna drop down too much in price. Maybe like $55. But even then, I think it's gonna take some like victories for some other decks to get people to realize that maybe this isn't like a tier 0 format. But hey, like I've been saying, Sapphire is one of the best colors right now, and having this Tamatoa in your deck in combination with those other cards means that you can pretty much rely on a consistent engine for your Sapphire strategy. Cold foil crabs are selling for around $85. Lowest verified is going to be $84.75 by a lot of miscellany. Shout out you guys. By the way, we've seen cold foils for meta staples sell for as high as $100, so this $82 price point does not surprise me at all. Actually pretty cool in my opinion, because if you do end up opening some boxes of Arcasia's Island, or maybe you're having some random blister packs or troves from your local places, and you're gonna have a chance of getting some really cool hits. I know I was actually talking to some Christian. Shout out you again, by the way. He let me know that he was at downtown Disney in Southern California, and he bought the last 2 troves they had. I believe he said he hit an enchanted as well, so that was really cool. But to hear that they sold out of troves, and like product overall at Disneyland, again, shocking. This didn't happen for Azurite Sea. This didn't happen for Shimmering Skies or Inklands, and it's the first time that I've seen it happen since like Floodborne, where everyone is sold out of this box. Tamatoa may not have gone down in price yet, but some of the other cards that were really hyped are correcting themselves. We have Scrooge McDuck, the Resourceful Miser. These were selling for $30 to $35 last week, almost close to $40. But right now, there's a lot of non-verified sellers. Some people with fresh accounts that are selling it for as low as $25, but lowest verified is still going to be about $30. That's 28 with $1.31 shipping by Card Trading Fund. Shout out you guys for this awesome deal. And cold foils are sitting at around $50. Lowest verified is Magic Stronghold for $48.66 with $1 shipping. Then some more non-verified sellers before it hits $55 by Nomad TCG LLC. So almost around 50 to 55 for the cold foil, but $30 for a non-foil Scrooge McDuck. But if you want to save some money, hit up those non-verified sellers. Maybe save like $5 or something. Try them out, give them some of their first sales. Some other trending cards that I'm surprised have not really fallen in price too much. We have Maui Half Shark. Non-verified sellers have it for a little bit less than 40, but lowest verified is going to be Paragon City Games at $37.45, very close to $40. Then the next verified seller is basically $40, $39 with $1 shipping by Zeffy's Games and stuff. But like we've been saying, plenty of other sellers that can give you some discounts, some deals right here. Maybe Lair of Geeks is somebody you want to try out. They're not verified, but check this out. $35 after the shipping, and they have 4 of them, so you can save some money and get your whole playset of Maui Half Sharks. We also have some cards that are going back up in price. Diablo, Devoted Herald. These were selling for less than $25 throughout March, almost as low as $20. I do believe there was a Market Watch episode where Zach and I had noticed that some were selling for $18, $19, but check this out. Lowest verified is now Hot Sauce Games for $30.20, and they have 16 of them for you. That's a big wall right there. So again, if you want to buy your playset from one seller and avoid paying shipping per each seller, try out Hot Sauce Games, lowest verified. But if you have Diablo still in your collection, these are still $30 legendaries. Cold foil Diablos are very close to the same price, actually the same price by verified seller standards. FRG collectibles, $30.92. That's basically the same price. Next verified seller jumps up to around $32. That's $27.81 with $5 shipping. So to see the cold foil Diablo only about $2 more than the non-foil Diablo is speaking volumes to me. I think y'all should just get the shiny Diablo instead of paying for the non-foil, which is going to be basically the same price for you, right? I think the reason why this card's going back up, by the way, is because people realize that Emerald is still a pretty decent color combo in this meta. Whether you're playing like Emerald Steel, Emerald Amethyst, Diablo is really good. Although it does just lose out to Storm Rage on Strength of a Raging Fire most of the time. A lot of the Sapphire engine cannot consistently remove this card unless they open up that a removal action, basically, or a song. Having Evasive is really strong in this meta still. A lot of people are not playing Genie anymore. Ruby Amethyst doesn't really exist either, so there's not much brawl action going on. Diablo's pretty good in my opinion right now. Oswalds are going down in price a little bit. These were selling for easily $30 after the first week of Arcasia's Island when we saw many players dominating their tournaments with Oswald Sapphire Steel. But like we've been talking about, the meta is not solved. People are playing different decks. Green, yellow, red, blue, even Blurple is being played at tournaments nowadays. If you guys want to see more deck lists, go watch our other videos, by the way. But this Oswald kind of coming down in price finally. No longer in the $30 range. Lowest verified is $20 with $1.50 shipping by Paradigm Games. Then $21 by Izzy Rips. If we scroll a little bit further down to the bottom, we're seeing non-verified sellers listing it for as high as basically $24. So anywhere from $20 to $25. I think this card is going to settle at $20 though for a cool minute. And then as the meta, evolves more and more, people are going to realize that, hey, maybe Oswald is a good card, but it's not the card you absolutely need to play in your Sapphire deck. It's just more based off of is this the strategy you're going for? Because there's a bunch of different ways you can play Sapphire, like I've been saying. Even 2 different ways, 3 different ways you can play Sapphire still. Maybe a whole new world. Maybe you're playing items in Reese's Workshop. Maybe you're not playing any ramp or items and you're playing more of an aggressive build for Sapphire Steel. But if you're playing a Steel deck, you're more than likely playing Strength of a Raging Fire, which has become one of the most important cards of the meta. Check this out. These were selling for $15 for the longest time, and now lowest verified is $20 with $2 shipping. This is basically $22 for a rare. 90 Guild the Dragon has the lowest verified, and then next up it's going to be 95 for $22.99 with shipping included. Shout out you guys. I gotta give a shout out to Heroic Nonsense here for having 2 copies available. They have it for $17.99 plus $2 shipping, which is still very close to $20 each, but you're at least getting 2 copies from them. This card's also available in the Ursula's Return Illumineers quest. That's that gift box that they released where you get to battle Ursula. You get one of these. You also get a Piglet, a Mulan, a Yen Sid. So if you have some of those lying around that you haven't opened and you need Strength of a Raging Fires, maybe you want to consider cracking those open. Or if you need Strength of a Raging Fires for your deck, maybe you just want to buy the Illumineers quest because it's going to come with more cards anyways. And if the non-foils are expensive, we can expect the cold foils to be a little bit more too. Check this out. Lowest verified is $31.26 by 8+ cards. Then Mr. Man Collects has it for $32. Then Zulu's Games has it for $34 with $5 shipping. That's going to be almost $40. There's only 6 listings available. The very last listing is already at $63 with $5 shipping. It's looking like this card is going to keep going up and up and up in price. There's not that many listings available, but who knows? Maybe after this video, when people realize that their cold foils are worth $30+, we'll see some more listings available. This card's also from set 2, Rise of the Floodborn, and I don't see any Rise of the Floodborn restocks happening. I even saw first chapter restocks, but I haven't seen any Rise of the Floodborn restocks, which, by the way, if you caught the first chapter restocks, I'm really happy for you. Shout out anybody who watched that video and was able to find some at their local Target. I really hope it helped. Next up, we have another rare, Calhoun the Goon. Check this out. These are selling for almost $12 today. The Bamboo Lounge has them for $11.49 with shipping included. We scroll down a bit and it immediately jumps to Discollect. They're going to have it for $12.24 with 89 cents shipping. So almost $13 is what you got to pay after that. I wouldn't be surprised if Calhoun starts to hit $15. We did see this with Genie last format. I mean, take a look at Strength of a Raging Fire. That's a $20 rare basically. Calhoun is pretty much used just as much in most steel decks. You at least need 2 to 3. So again, wouldn't be surprised if this starts to hit $15 very soon. Cold foils are getting pretty pricey for this card. Lowest verified is $27 with $1 shipping by Izzy Rips. Then $28 by TC Obsessed. Shout out you guys for these low prices. I mean, as low as they're going to be, right? Less than $30 right now for your cold foil Calhouns, but who knows? Maybe it might keep jumping up. I remember Genie, which fulfilled last format, was doing that. I want to talk about Mushu Majestic Dragon, by the way, because this card's really popular. A lot of people ask for this card, and it's kind of hard to find and hard to pull. And it's selling for more than $5, which was really surprising for me because I don't really see a lot of people playing Ruby Steel in this meta. I think part of it is just because it's Mushu, and he's an awesome character. A lot of people like Mushu, myself included, so it's kind of collectible, and it's showing in these prices. Lowest verified is going to be $6.61 with $1 shipping by Phantom Mitch Singles, then $8 by the Bamboo Lounge. And I'm sure most of you know who play the game competitively, there hasn't really been much success with Ruby Steel in the meta. Not to say it's not a good deck or anything. It's just more like people aren't talking about it. We're not really seeing it posted on like these Twitter threads and whatnot. So it was a little surprising to me when I was vending and had this card and I looked at the price and it was $6 to $7 per copy. Because again, it's not really used, but hey, it's a Mushu. I can only imagine how popular an enchanted Mushu would be. That'd be really cool. But I'm even more excited to see if they'll give us maybe a DLC promo Mushu since we didn't get an enchanted, right? Maybe I'm just coping with that one, though. I want to talk about the Queen Jealous Beauty. I think this card's super cheap right now. Lowest verified is $8.54 for a Queen Jealous Beauty. And the cold foils are going to be about $16 to $17. Lowest verified is $16.50 with $2 shipping. Close to $18. And I think this card's kind of slept on. I've been really enjoying using this card in Amethyst Steel. Just being able to burst 3 to 4 lore is pretty powerful, and I don't think you should sleep on it. I'm not saying that it's going to go to the moon or anything, but if it's a card that you want for your deck, right now they're really cheap. Daisy Ducks are starting to see a lot of sales movement. These, for the longest time, were a little bit closer to $5, but today, lowest verified is going to be hitting $9 already. We have to go to the next page just to find the next verified seller. So if you do want a little bit of a cheaper price point, maybe check the non-verified sellers where you can still find it for around $7 to $8. But Play to Win Games has 3 copies for you, $9.13, shipping included. That's going to be our lowest verified seller. Daisy Ducks hitting very close to $9 to $10 very soon, I think. Love this card. I think it's even better this current format because everybody's playing Sapphire Steel, and Amber has a pretty good matchup against some Steel decks because of the 4 willpower that tends to be a reoccurring theme in a lot of Amber decks. And against Sapphire decks, sometimes you just want to play Daisy Duck on turn 1 and 2, because if they're busy setting up their Popsicle play, they don't open up Bell, Popsicle, Oswald type plays, you're going to keep questing for 2. And what's really funny is that right now we're in like a heavy item meta, and Daisy's ability really only is bad for you when you give your opponent a character. When they reveal a character from the top of their deck, if they reveal items, you're potentially ruining their Oswald triggers, which is kind of funny. I mentioned Genie Wish Fulfilled earlier, and we just got to talk about this price because look at this. This card. This card was around $20 each, rare last format. Again, because of the hype, right? People just kind of copy what they see online. And now they're as low as $5. Lowest verified is $3.98 by Tails and Tarot TCG. $3.98 with $1.31 shipping. Then the next verified seller has it at $4.74 with $2 shipping. So anywhere from $5 to $6 for your Genie Wish Fulfilled. And I think this card's still very good. Like I was just saying, there's not a lot of Ruby Amethyst in the meta right now. Ruby Sapphire might be the only deck that is currently playing Brawl, and outside of that, there's not much evasive action going on in the meta. And this is probably one of the best evasive characters we have to use. So if you're playing kind of an aggressive deck, maybe you're playing hyper aggro, maybe you're playing like green purple aggro, you might want to consider playing Genie because he do quest for 2. Alice Savvy Sailor is seeing a lot more play right now, especially because of the Sapphire Steel decks. Shout out all the players using the Kiwi Aggro and Blue Steel deck. It's a way for you to keep control of the game in the early turns by just constantly putting pressure with your 2 lore questers, and then you can turn them into 3 lore questers on the next turn if this Alice survives. So lowest verified today is going to be around $3.50 with $1.50 shipping. If we keep scrolling down a little bit though, they start to hit $4 to $5 very soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if this Alice starts to sell for around $5. Actually, they are selling for $5. Check this out. Most recent sale, $5.28, $4.99, $3.60. So this is a $5 card in my trade binder. If people ask for it, I think it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Cold foils are also going up in price. I get a lot of requests for this card too. A lot of people are trying this out in their meta right now. $11.37 by Paragon City Games for your lowest verified cold foil Alice Savvy Sailors. And for all you collectors out there, we have a new Elsa sale that happened this week. From the last sale was on the 4th, but most recent sale was on the 12th, which is about 5 days ago, selling for around $882. Probably after tax, you're paying $900, right? Lowest verified today is going to be $900 by Pico's Card House, and they even put some pictures there. So if you're someone who likes to get their cards graded, there's some pictures here if you want to check out the card. Check that out. I'm not huge on getting my cards graded, so I don't know if like the centering's off on this or how you guys think about that, but I know people appreciate having cards on their listing, so that's pretty cool. We have a PSA 9 listed for $950. TCG Southside has it for $950. Personally, not $1,000 yet because we haven't seen those sales, but getting very close. When I'm gonna look at this and think this is a $900 card at least. Even through those first chapter restocks that we saw this week, I think this is still gonna maintain a hefty price. We got to talk about the Stitch Rockstar Store Championship promo. This card has been going up in price recently. The market price is $342, but most recent sales are going to be closer to $400. Check this out on the 14th, $399. Another one on the 14th, $399, $375, $363. All of these sold out today. Lowest verified is going to be $399 by LT Bruno, but it immediately jumps up to almost $500, $48.90 right here by Swamped Collectibles, $489.99. So it's about $490 for a Rockstar Stitch promo, getting close to $500. When this card first came out in the Set Champs era, it was only for top 4. So there's definitely a lot less of this Set Champs promo compared to some of the newer Set Champs promos, right? Plus, he's Stitch. Everybody loves Stitch, and I know that for a fact. So I think that's going to add a little bit to the price point. I think the highest this card ever sold for, though, was like $600 to $700 when they first came out. And I don't think it'll hit there anytime soon. But the fact that there's only about like 9 listings is kind of crazy to me because it's getting very close to $500 again. For any collectors out there who enjoy Slab the Lorcana, we have some recent PSA 10 slabs. Welcome back to PSA Mondays. I want to take a look at some PSA 10 Lorcana cards like this Arcasia's, like this Azurite Sea Enchanted Rare for Tiana, the restaurant owner, selling at $250 USD. Bet in an auction, actually. No, this was best offer accepted, actually. $250 PSA 10. You also have another PSA 10, the Chippendale Enchanted, selling at $250, which is really cool to see. Even some legendaries are selling for dang near double, triple the price if they're PSA 10. We have a Bell Hidden Archer from the Rise of the Floodborn set, selling for $58.50 PSA 10. Yzma, the Conniving Chemist. There's only 4 bids on this one, but this PSA 10 selling for $30. Not too shabby. Some more enchanted slab action here. We have from the first chapter, Simba selling for $340 a PSA 10. The asking price was $399, but the best offer was $340, so that's pretty cool to see. The Sugar Rush Speedway PSA 10 selling for $115. Morph PSA 10 Enchanted selling for $209. Very cool, very cool. And a couple other random PSA 10s. A $60 PSA 10 Maleficent Sorceress with population of 9, by the way. Very interesting, selling for 60 bucks. These are pretty cool. We have your Welcome in a bid auction selling for 152 for a PSA 10. Chernabog follower, sorry, not followers, Chernabog, just big old Chernabog, the Enchanted PSA 10 selling at $162 at 21 bids. Robin Hood from Shimmering Skies, the elite, not the elite archer, he's the Robin Hood Sharpshooter. That's his name. Robin Hood Sharpshooter selling for $178 in a PSA 10 off of 23 bids. Wow, really cool to see. I know a lot of people like this Robin Hood too. The artwork is wonderful. Personally, Shimmering Skies has like some of the best Enchanted artwork, and I am not surprised as Robin Hood sells for around double the price. I think the raw price is around $80 to $90. So for a PSA 10 selling at 178, very close to 180, is really cool to see. Let me know if you guys collect any Lorcana slabs down below, by the way. And that's going to be all for this Monday Market Watch. My Lorcana Goons, if you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it does support the channel. Shout out everybody who's a Patreon and YouTube member. Shout out Blake, who comes to support us at Ninja Exchange. He bought some boxes from us of the Arcasia's Island set, and he did pull an Enchanted Mickey, and he sent me the video too. So shout out you guys. Really appreciate those who support us there at Ninja Exchange and support the channel. Like I was saying, Blake's also a Patreon member, so huge shout out to Blake. Appreciate you, bro, and everyone else who supports. So if you guys want to keep supporting, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Buy your sleeves from Pristine Protection and use code Goons10 to save 10% off. Remember, guys, the Arcasia's Island big box retail release is this Friday. You're going to be able to find it at Target, and if you want to pull some of these $500 Enchanted rares, you're going to have to start scooping up those packs. I'm not going to be surprised if this set sells for MSRP very, very soon. Until then, though, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons, and we'll see you next time.